In this video I'm going to show how to fur a Wickerbeast fursuit head. And if you don't know me, I'm Cosplay. I'm a fursuit maker and I make tutorials about how to make fursuits and cosplays. I started by making a model of the mane of the Wickerbeast and then I covered it in tape to make a small pattern. I then scaled up the pattern on my PC to a proper size and printed it. And if you don't want to go through this whole pattern making process, I also have it on my shop. And you find a link in the description of this video. After cutting up the pattern, I traced some of it to upholstery foam. I mostly traced the bigger parts. That's on the top of the head and on the back. And then I glued the pieces together. Then I used the same pattern to trace the fake fur. This would be the whole mane of the fursuit. And a small warning, it's a lot of pieces. I counted like over 30 pieces just for the mane. So be aware that if you buy the pattern from me, it's a bit of a complicated project. And after cutting all the pieces, you sew them together. I recommend doing that on machine because of the amount of pieces. And I highly recommend marking all the pieces, and that goes for all the corners on them, or else you will lose track on which pieces fit together. And just a small disclaimer, the pattern doesn't fit all fursuits. You would probably need to adjust it a bit. I had to do that with the Wickerbeast on the top of it. Then I turned it inside out and started attaching all the foam pieces. I also ended up trimming a bit of the foam off, or else it wouldn't fit proper in the spikes. For the spikes that doesn't have foam, I filled them with pillow stuffing and covered them with fabric. And for this you can use any lining fabric. And after pinning it on, I hand sewed it. And now with the mane made, I started furring the face. First I covered the face with tape. You can use either duct tape or masking tape. Then I drew where I wanted all the markings and also where seam lines are. and also marked where the fur direction is. And then started cutting out the pattern. Then I traced it to fake fur. I used a short dense one for this because it's perfect for faces. You can also use luxury check. And then I cut it out. Some of the fur used was a bit too long, so I pre-shaped it first. And with all the pieces cut, I started hand sewing them together one by one. And before gluing the fur on, I attached the eyes. And if you want to know how I make eyes, I have separate videos about that. And then I started gluing the fur on the face. I do it at small steps at the time, and not rushing it. And after gluing it on, I sewed along the mouth. I used a ladder stitch for this. And now with the whole face attached, I gave it a final shape. And for parts where I can't get proper in with the shaver, I trim it by hand. And now time to attach the mane to the head. I also sewed the ear fur on the mane. And I glued the ear fur on the same way as the face, so in small steps. And this part wasn't the easiest. I was a bit afraid of messing it up. And then I attached the mane and the face fur together by first adding some hot glue and afterwards doing a ladder stitch. It's gonna be a bit tricky to get in there, so I used a curved needle. Then I made some fabric horns that I glued on. And ladder stitched them to the fur. On this head the whole neck is also lined, so we had to sew the neck lining to the main fur. And this is also done by hand. And then the small details like eyeliner, teeth and tongue. And it's done. And this was one of the more complicated fursuits because of that big mane. But I love how it turned out. It's only the second time I make a mane like that. And if you want to make something like this, I have the pattern for the mane up on my shop. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. And if you're new here, I make tutorials about how to make fursuits and cosplays, so feel free to subscribe. And see you in the next video, so bye!